is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning and welcome to Guardian Radio AM. Today is Tuesday, August 11th. It's a little after 11 o'clock in the morning. Once again to CA Newry, and I shall be your host for today. Today's going to be an open line Tuesday. Open line Tuesday, that means you can call in and talk about what's trending in social media, what's trending around the world, what's happening in the Bahamas. At the same time, I always have two, three things that I wish to talk about, just in case you want to talk about it. So I'll let you know what that is. But before I start that, when I was coming upstairs, the lady came in and brought a wallet in. Yeah, say, hey, someone lost their wallet. So there's a wallet downstairs at the front desk there for Mario Wright. So if you know a Mario Wright, when he born? Mario born like 1986. How much Mario old? Yeah? Okay, yeah. So just come to the desk. Oh, he come there ready? Oh, man, Mario good. Never mind then. Because I just said Mario need to come and get his wallet, right? Yeah, come and get his wallet. But apparently he came down to the front desk there and get it ready. So scratch all of that. Today's going to be an open line Tuesday. I have one or two things that I want to talk about. We have an intern on the board. I forget the intern name. Kermit. Kermit, do you have microphone stuff on it? What the intern name? Dacia? With a D. Dacia is on the board, so just welcome her. She's a University of the Bahamas student. We have like two of them here at the Guardian. And so when you call, you can say, good morning, Dacia, as you call to speak to me today. I've been trying to remember her name for days. I can forget that tomorrow. But Dacia is working the board. Of course, today's show is sponsored by the Great Summer Escape Giveaway. All kind of people are downstairs dropping their information inside the box there. So you could win a trip for two, including hotel, car, luggage, and $1,000 cash. All you need is your passport. Just get a Nassau Guardian newspaper, right? Fill it out, the entry form, right? People bring like 40, 50 at a time. Lucky is a big box, and they could be turning that over, right? I can't wait for find who's the lucky person. So you drop the entry form in the entry box at the Nassau Guardian Oaksfield, and tune in to the Guardian Radio and follow Nassau Guardian on all of the social media platforms for your chances to win. That's the Nassau Guardian Media Group. Actually, it's the Guardian Media Group. I'm not sure why I always say Nassau Guardian. Great Summer Escape Giveaway. And the deadline is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 12th. So you have all day today to drop it. And up to about 12 o'clock tomorrow. So I'm telling you now, 12 o'clock, they just move the box. That means you have now until 12 o'clock tomorrow to come and drop your entry form. And of course, by Friday, you can know who win. I assume they can tell me so I can tell people who win. And so we can see who comes down and take pictures. But I'm excited for somebody, right? I'm excited. That's a big prize to win for the summer, you know? But that's what I want to talk about. Okay, so the topics I want to talk about on this open line Tuesday. So there's Foxhole Day today. Anyone understands or know why it's a Foxhole Day? I guess I have to do that too. There is a misnomer. That's not the right word. There's a narrative that Foxhole got the news 1 week late from the news about emancipation. Of course, that has been debunked over the years. That is not true. Foxhole Day started by the churches. So it's a very religious type celebration. All the churches came shortly after emancipation, 1900s actually. Um, all of the churches in the community say, you know what? We need to keep this community together. Let's come together as the various institutions and have a get together of churches and the community. And that's how Foxhill Day has started, and it's been several years, scores, decades now. They've been celebrating that day. So I just want to say happy Foxhill Day. They're doing things now. And it's going to be all through tonight. Even having Junkanoo. I don't know if they have Junkanoo on Foxhill Day. They have Junkanoo Emancipation Day, but they also have Junkanoo on Foxhill Day. So that's kind of interesting. Two groups? One group. Okay, one group is going to have a rush out. So the text says, Mr. Wright is on his way to pick up his wallet. So that's what it's saying there. Continuing, I also want to talk about the National Junkanoo Committee. But I see somebody is on the line, so let me get them to come on the line. Because out of all the committees, I thought that they was going to have the list of the name of the committee members in that big listing of boards. It was noticeably absent. And then we see the minister make an announcement that, the persons who will be in the group has been tapped. We have no clue who the people are. There's no printed names for us to scrutinize and say, okay, yeah, you on that board. We have no clue. And they will meet next week sometime. Hopefully, they'll take a picture or settle a list of names. No one say they can give the list of names. It's a secret. It's a secret. And so I'm letting people know I'm watching you all. It's a secret. But let's go to the first caller. Guardian Radio AM. You're live. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, CA. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing well, man. How would you say?
I said, CA, what's happening with the water tower, man?
They must be. I haven't gone to visit it, but I know
Is it open?
They were renovating it, and the renovation is finished.
What's the name of the man you had on? Cornish or McIntosh?
He has Cornish, and he has been recently removed from that agency where he was responsible for that.
Yeah, because I know some vendors, they still down on Fort Charlotte.
Okay.
And they can't get no answers as to what is going on with the water tower.
Interesting.
You know, the year is August, so it'll be September, and the tower just sitting there. Man, find out what's going on.
I texting someone right now. Let me do that. Hold on. What's up with the water tower? She works at AMMZ, so I could text her and see if she gives any information on that. Thanks very much, caller, for reminding me. That means I got to stop and look and take pictures and then grumble and complain and agitate for change. Because I thought everything was done for. I thought, not done for, done with. And I thought all of the vendors were back and there were commerce there. And, I'm not sure what's happening. Because I see the, what do you call the things which just be next to the place to climb up has been removed. Let's go to the next caller. Guardian Radio AM. You're live.
Hello.
Yep, you're live.
Hello.
Hello, yes, you're live. Turn down your radio.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
This is Open Line Show, right?
It is Open Line Show. Go ahead.
You say today is Foxhill Day?
Today is Foxhill Day.
Yeah, okay. Now, and you're the Foxhill boy. And the Foxhill gal was my auntie.
Yeah, she told me.
Esther Tech. Okay. I was up there Saturday because Trevor Davis from the Valley Boys said they was going to be up there on Saturday. I went up there to really walk around. Then they told me they'd cancel Saturday and they might try for the day. So maybe I'll try and get my legs together to go up there again today. But, I have a problem. A good thing I must say about Mr. Fred Mitchell in Foxhill. Mm-hmm. He's keep up there busy. Mm-hmm. He's keep them tents. The park itself is beautified. Nice, a lot of nice walkways and ramps where wheelchair people could get on and off easy, accessible. He had the people up there with all the conch salad and conch fritters and fish. Everybody is able to make $1. Now, parking is up there. Difficult handicap people to park their car and to get to the park. I don't know how they can ever fix that. And then the fear of any fights happening seem to be very limited now, very under control. A lot of police there. And I just wish you all a beautiful day, you Foxhill people up there. Sparky could try and get up there. And one thing I must say, and I must emphasize, Mr. Newry, when you say about Open Line Day, I know you your topics to talk about, but sometimes we have things to say. And if we have different talk shows with different topics on every talk show, if somebody complains, but Sparky calling in all the time, I am retired. I love listening to The Guardian. If there's a different topic, I got the right to call into every talk show on a different topic every day if I want to. If they have a problem, tell them turn off their phone. Have a good day.
Okay, Sparky. I appreciate you. But anyway, let's talk about the events. At 11 o'clock, they have the church hopping. So join us as we visit the following churches. They go into St. Paul Methodist Church first. Then they go into Macedonia Baptist Church, then Mount Calvary Baptist Church, and then go into Anglican Church. So you can do that. Then at 12 o'clock, is this the day they have that that sauce? Where Kermit? Raccoon sauce. Today's the day they have the free raccoon sauce. Raccoon sauce today, Kermit? At Foxville? Yeah? So this today, they have raccoon sauce. So if you... Huh? You think it was Sunday? I don't know. Which day? I know they have raccoon sauce. So we could see if that's happening. Also, at 12 o'clock, they say Foxville Day Village Grounds officially opens. That's the Native Dishes, Games, Entertainment, and Fellowship. That's at 12 noon that starts. Then at 12 noon, all-day music by DJ Topper and Winder. Native foods and tropical drinks, toys, and games. So you can do that. And by 3 o'clock, it's a park walkabout with the Prime Minister. So if you want to see the Prime Minister, you come at 3 o'clock and a member of Parliament of Foxhill. Then at 4 o'clock is the pineapple and watermelon. Okay, I need to come down at time with a child. Pineapple and watermelon eating competition. So you can take advantage of that. At 5 is the beer drinking competition. That's new. The beer drinking competition means that it's free beer. I like that. Then at 5:30, there's the hot dog eating competition. If you want some free food, you just enter these things, right? Free food and beer. And just say, man, I here to participate, and just eat until you're full and say, no, thank you. You don't got to win no things. And at 6 o'clock, I enjoy this. The Maypole Platin is at 6 o'clock. At 6:30 is the club. That's always a highlight. So you can come in at around that time, 6:30. At 7:30 is the limbo and fire dance performance. Last year, they had Fred Mitchell doing the limbo thing. That was entertaining to see him trying to get low. I did laugh. I took a picture of that. I still have that. It says at, what time is this? At 8 o'clock through 12 a.m., all Bohemian concerts. So you come there. If you just want to go to a concert and dance to Bohemian music, you can do that from 8 o'clock to 12 a.m. And at 12 a.m., DJ Topper. I ain't see no Junkanoo. Junkanoo supposed to be there, though. Junkanoo supposed to be there. So anyway, the theme is let's come together and make Foxhill Day 2026 unforgettable. I ain't see no Junkanoo. I still looking for the Junkanoo. I don't see no Junkanoo listing here. What time the Junkanoo? They're talking to Kermit. I ain't see no Junkanoo, Kermit. You said right there, but I ain't see no Junkanoo on the flyer. Let's go to the caller. Guardian Radio AM, you live?
Hey, good morning. Sorry to take you off topic about
no, man, it's your show. Go ahead.
Foxhill. I know you say it's open line day now.
Yes.
I just want to go back to a former caller, or a previous caller rather, just spoke about the water tower opening.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing tours there, they said that was supposed to be open from August of last year. It's done a whole year later. Now, on top of that, there's a plaque down at the Queen's Staircase that I just need some information about. I don't know if anybody addressed it to you.
Talk to me.
But the plaque says that the staircase, contrary to popular belief, was made and hand-carved by freed African men.
Yes.
In 1793, when slavery wasn't abolished until 1834.
Let me see what year that because the staircase may have been created after 1793. I think that's in 1800s because they mentioned Queen Victoria, the picture of Queen Victoria, and then it was before her, a little before her, or a little after she got announced as being queen. So it wasn't named after her because remember they called it the Queen. It was named after her. They called it Queen's Staircase.
That's a Bahamian folklore.
Yeah, let me see. When was the Queen? When? See, that's where you gotta go to Google.
ChatGPT, man.
When was the Queen Staircase built? Okay. And press there, select. Okay. 1837.
1837.
Yep.
So the canal or the trench must have been dug out in 1793 because they would have said, all of the history documents on our Bahamas government website says that this staircase was built by 600 slaves. It took 16 years to build it. That's all. That's what we've been taught, especially in Bahamas House.
I read in Wikipedia now, and it says it was carved out of solid limestone by 600 slaves between 1793 and 1794. And that might not be the staircase itself. It could be the trench, like you said. So the trench and they made me to make that clear. Yeah. A company for the 66 is huge, solid. Yeah. I got to. I'll check it. I'll check it again. And thanks for bringing it up. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So, like I said, I just wanted to address that because that's not what we're taught, and we need some clarification on that. Mr. Denzel Curry, I believe is his name, is the leader of the AMC. Needs to address a lot of these things, man. These issues with the staircase and also that water tower up there. When we get in the back, that's a very historic fort that I like to include on my tours.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see that back.
Yes, and I appreciate you lobbying for it. Sometimes we got to remind people to be watching and things delay. Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
So thanks very much.
I wouldn't tell you the conspiracy theory I hear about it, though.
Talk to me, man.
They said that, I heard a little sip that is owned now by the U.S. Embassy, and they have an underground tunnel under there just in case stuff gets scary. Almost hit a wrong word, but that's what I hear. I ain't no truth to it. I don't know as yet if there's any truth to it, but that's something to think about, knowing that it's so close in proximity to the staircase
Rubbish.
as well and the fort. But
Rubbish, but it's entertaining. I like it.
Yeah.
Now, if there's any underground cavern, it'll be from the embassy going to the water. You don't go backwards. You go from the embassy and go towards the water. Now, there's all kind of possibility under the embassy. I know it. They could have all kind of what do you call those submarine thing. Anything is possible, but doubt it by the Queen's staircase. That don't make no sense.
Yeah, not the staircase. Sorry, by the fort. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, you go towards the water. You don't go against the water. In theory,
that's true.
Like
that's
why?
True.
Why go inland? Yeah, why go inland? Yeah.
Like I say, I just heard it.
Yeah, it's a good story. I'll tell the Americans that India, whatever they cost them to tip you, I'll say they have animals on India and all. Yeah, I mean, I'll make up a story.
I can try that one.
Yeah,
all right.
Like we need to make up more stories about the mermaids and thing, and say where we have mermaids who's kidnap people and stuff like that.
Chichani is under the U.S. Embassy. That's what I can tell them.
We need to create stories about us.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I appreciate you, man.
Okay, brother. Thanks. I can continue to listen.
Yeah, I'll pass by the fort today and see if I get some information. Thanks very much. I text my source at the AMMC, so hopefully they'll text me back and say what's happening. And then I'll follow up regarding the narrative again about the staircase, the trench, and what is the correct narrative about that, right? This text says, what I don't understand about Fox Hill Day? In the 30 years, the area still look the same. It's a village. How do you want it to look? What do you want to change to, right? We are celebrating This Is Madness, and it's the same theme over the entire country. Jam up, dusty, depressed, blighted, while our MPs getting richer and richer, and we're proud to talk about how much money our MP give away of our tax money they get through government contracts. I like Fox Hill being a village. I love when tourists come and say, "Oh, this was a former slave village, and the houses are quaint like that." And then we have a number of subdivisions in Fox Hill that is modern, right? But the idea that they have store vendors on the side of the road selling fruits, and you can stop and buy fruits still like a village, it's nice to me. I like it. Let's go to the callers again. Guardian Radio AM, you live.
Yay, Newry, what's happening?
Open line today. What's happening with you?
Well, it's on to some excellent points, but that's a point of correction for him. It wasn't 600 slaves that carved the steps. It was the descendants of 600 slaves. Of 600 descendants of slaves that came and then did. You see? It wasn't slaves. And there is actually no tunnel that leads to where he was talking about. That was bandied about for a long years, but there is no tunnel. Understand? But just a little correction. It was the descendants, 600 descendants of slaves that came and did the steps.
And before you go, this Johnson, right?
Yes, it is.
And I got actual questions. It could be a tough question, a controversial question, but you live on the top of the fort, so I can ask you. I gone to visit my family through the fort, the Francis them, right? You know the generation in that area.
Yeah.
Why entire area have all immigrants now?
Well, you could say the same thing about Benda, and you could say the same thing about Angleton.
But we don't have a small community. We have mixed people in Baintown and Grantstown. The top of Fort Finn Castle is in one way now the minority.
Yes, we are. Have been for a little while because we have allowed the situation to deteriorate all over the country. We have allowed it.
And who owned them Airbnbs?
The immigrants.
I want you to say it loud because I'd say all of that to get to that same one question. So you got to say it loud for me. No. You say the type of immigrant who owned the big Airbnb so they can hear.
Yeah, but the immigrants own all the big blue and white apartments, and they own everything up there. They own all the stores.
You mean the Cubans?
No, sir.
The Americans?
South. Immigrants from down south.
Jamaicans?
No, sir. Immigrants from down south.
Okay, you're trying to confuse me, but I see what you're trying to say.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. And like I say, I frequent Fort Finn Castle in that area. There's a huge migrant population that now lives in that community, which I'm cool with. Now the area is good and prone to have Airbnb. It's an ideal spot, and there have been several Airbnb businesses thriving and bustling through there. There's like 3 big buildings I can think of now it's doing well. You see white people walking up and down through that area, which is good. But they're all owned by immigrants. And I found it interesting that traditional Bahamians did not take advantage, and now we have new Bahamians who have taken advantage. I know earlier we were talking on Dwight's show that migrants who now own a taxi business, right? I'm saying, what's happening with y'all, man? You're lazy. So anyway, let's take this quick commercial and come back to Open Line and talk about what you want to talk about. So I just say I want to highlight that in the meantime. Guardian Radio AM, we'll be right back.
Boy, you know what going down tomorrow?
No, boy, what happening?
Joe bringing these knives to school. He could do Junior in.
For what?
Boy, he fooled with Joe girl.
Mother sick. And you know, John, you don't back down for nothing. So that means you got a big fight tomorrow.
So whose side you on?
Side? I trying to stay in school, not Simpson Penn. We gotta tell somebody about this fight.
Tell somebody. I ain't no snitch. I mean cool, you know.
Boy, if you so cool, then you need to stay in school and stay out of the fight.
Yeah, but if I don't hang on Joe's side, how many boys coming for me next?
All right, so we definitely gotta tell somebody. We gotta prevent the fight.
What I say, I don't want nobody call me snitch.
We could just call Crime Stoppers. You could report what you know, and nobody gotta know it's you.
So what are the boy?
All you gotta do is call them, or you text them through the Crack Crime Bahamas app, and nobody can know it's you.
Then the police come looking for me for more info, and when they finish with them, Joe them coming looking for me?
When you call Crime Stoppers, the calls go directly to Miami, and they don't ask nothing about you. Then you can get the pen from them, and they can claim a reward later using that same pen.
Plus, everything's scrambled, so nobody can read what you're saying.
Calls 328-842-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
Attention island game players. Percy's pension plan is now accepting applications. Deposit $25 and you are officially in the running for a weekly salary of up to $1,000 a week for a full year. Applications close September 8th. Apply now at theislandgame.com.
And welcome back. The phone lines are lit. Of course, it's an open line Tuesday. Just want to mention that when it's 11:45, we start talking about Percy Island Games. And we know that, attention to all Island Game players, Percy's pension plan is now accepting applications. I'm excited to announce $25. You are officially in the running if you do that, for a weekly salary for up to $1,000 per week for a full year. Let me repeat that. $1,000. Imagine that. For a full year. $1,000 a week. So application closed on September 8th. And you know that soon come. Apply now at theislandgame.com. And I want to remind everyone, this is a promotional gaming campaign and is not an insurance policy. It's not a pension fund, investment product, or other regulated financial services. I just want to push that out. Let's go to the phone lines again. Go ahead, caller. Guardian Radio AM, you live.
Hey, doing, buddy?
How you doing, man? Open line today.
Okay. You know how long the Haitians been up on Fort Gaston?
I didn't notice. I know it's a traditional Bahamian environment, and I know you have one or two Haitian families. What you expect?
No. Well, you have one or two, man. We even had a world famous photographer.
I mean, Ferrer. I know Ferrer. I know his family.
Haitian descent.
Yeah, Ferrer.
I mean, folks travel from all over the world, so to his studio, you know.
Anton Ferrer. Yeah.
Anton Ferrer.
He had the property rate at the beginning there at his studio. Yeah.
No. I know there's properties. Property.
No, man. He have the big where you have
No.
Properties. Oh, okay.
Plural. Anyway.
The whole block. That might be his family who owned the Airbnb then.
Anyway.
But I remember the government had to pay him $1 million for that photo of Celine on the dollar.
Let's put this in context, okay?
Go ahead.
What is the difference between 1804 and 1834?
Besides the yes?
You
mean the yes?
No. What is the difference between the two?
One fought for emancipation, for their own emancipation, and then one was given emancipation.
Okay. No. One became an independent nation in 1804.
Oh, okay.
August 1804. So, 168 years before we got our independence, the Haitian population got theirs. That develops a different mindset among the people.
Not the hardship and desperation?
Boy,
they've been blocked by the world for a while.
But no. But even though that's so, there are more factories in Haiti producing stuff for export that are producing stuff for export in the Bahamas.
That's some of the mulatto Haitians. They subjugate people.
No. Even though they are different, they draw their workforce from the Haitian population.
Yeah, they subjugate their own people. That's what I said.
Well, I don't think the rich Haitians see them as being their own people. Okay, it's a kind of a political mindset, and the rest of the world is comfortable with that situation. Despite all the talk about equality. But I think I think now our Bahamians, they need to stand back a bit and realize that these persons they are trying to talk down to, have seen other times, and they got a more stubborn attitude towards what they want and what they're prepared to go after.
The will to persevere.
3 and 4, seven Haitian men would get together and buy a building and fix it up. We don't do that. We don't even teach that. Because we don't see what planned for our children's children. And until we get that straight out, Mr. Newry, these politicians will do as they please. Now, ironically, Haiti has a much deeper problem in terms of finances and their status quo, but we are probably a generation or two away from having that same particular problem. We have allowed our status quo to get out of hand, and the status quo is made up of PLPs and FNMs. And you know this better than I do. Anyway,
in fact, I'm going to write that down. I might talk about that tomorrow, the status quo. And is there a fear of we downward spiraling? Like I like that topic. We'll have that open line and have that discussion. I appreciate you. Thanks again. Let's move on to the next caller. That Fort Fincastle area is a gold mine for Airbnbs. I thought the original behemoths who were up there could see that and would invest in making second homes, rentals for tourists in that area. But no, they to a different set of people. Whereas the people who sublease it to, they buying the properties and building Airbnbs. Actually, there's about 5 huge Airbnbs in Fort Fincastle, all owned by people from down south. Beautiful homes, beautiful. Like I said, you'll see the Americans walking up and down Fort Fincastle, but they owned by different set of people. Go ahead, caller. You're live.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Newry.
Good morning.
Yeah, maybe someone in the PLP and the ruling class, or even the other party, maybe they have read the theories and practice of oligarchical collectivism, written by Eric Blair, also known as George Orwell. But I don't have time to watch who owns this and who owns that.
Don't watch it.
You know why? Because you're making it look like no migrant is poor. We're dealing with the majority. You said something very important. How the colors subjugate one another. I just mentioned that word for a long time. Anyone who outnumbers or is outnumbering can subjugate, and you can see it. So what I'm saying, in other words, we are all passing anti-belligerent narratives towards one another, but this is our homeland. It seems to me as if we are under attack. Number one, don't turn a blind eye to the things that migrants are allowed to get away with. You know, I mean, you're infuriating Bahamians, not you in particular, but you know what I mean, Mr. Newry. But here's where the problem lies. A stranger, a foreigner. You see the Indians, they downtown. You heard about the Russians, MP, the one who didn't disclose with the gas station scenario, the passports, et cetera, et cetera. So a Russian, even people from Azerbaijan, all the scammers, the guy who, someone who's from Belarus, I think, or some country where they caught with the scam with the teller machine, right, automated. So we have these situations where foreigners come into the country, they run a fable, a deal go under the table, they meet the right lawyer, Tom Sawyer, they meet the right people, and nobody scrutinizes them, but you scrutinize the picky ear boy or the Bahamian. So that's where the problem lies. So I'm not going to worry about who comes in, who owns this and who owns that. The question is, when somebody comes here with money, nobody asks them where they get the money from. And so this is the reason now why in the United States they passed something called the Logan's Act. But we don't listen to nobody. We just react. I'm a dummy. You don't have to listen to nothing they say. But I'll tell you this. We will pay the price for infuriating one another and fighting on one another. And the international community has made sure that Haiti, the first independent black state in the Caribbean, have nothing to show for it today. That's what I'm saying. So the Bible says the first should be the last and the last should be the first. Who God bless, no man curse. So it really doesn't matter to me who's the first or who's the last. The question is, what do they have to show for it today? And they're having problem being deported. Why is that? On a talk show, a Haitian guy got mad because somebody called him Haitian. You shouldn't be infuriated if somebody called you that. If somebody called me Bahamian, I would show that. There was a video from Elutra, I don't know if it's true or not, about 9 Haitians ganging a Bahamian guys, is what was said in the video. We should be addressing that. We shouldn't allow things like that. That shouldn't be allowed to happen, and people need to stop that in the tracks right away, because I born in the 60s, where we live in peace with these people. So that type of thing that I didn't hear on the media, nobody's addressing these concerns. The Minister of National and Insecurity. So these are the things I'm concerned about. Let's address these things. Let's try to stop these things in the track. This hatred. You know, they're trying to drag us into this narrative in America about the Bahamians don't like the Haitians. I had to put a message on TikTok. That's not true. What do they mean the Bahamians don't like the Haitians? If we don't like them, why are so much of them here? You see what I'm saying? Is creating these narratives, these anti-Bahamian narratives, this belligerence and this obnoxious attitude towards us in our own country. We can't allow that to be happening. You understand? But we are all, some of the talk show hosts and some people have a PhD in dismissal and denying. And then we're gonna all pay the price, because some of them don't have no children. That's what happens. They don't have no care. Even some of the MPs, they don't have no children. They have no children by desire, so they'll get you fired. Give thanks.
Give thanks. We have more callers. Let me say this. Anyone noticing, and this is why when I lobby the AMMC, when I call a lady today, I'm going to ask. There's a building used to owned by Langton Hilton Law Firm, right by in front of Doctor's Hospital. It's an old building, it's like early 1900s. They bulldoze it. They knock that bugger right down. And I'm trying to say, I thought AMMC these buildings. I'm watching old buildings just getting pushed down just at ease, at whim. And I want to know if our Bahamians concerned, or this is the new norm, or that we found that we can't afford to renovate them anyway. Look how long we've been trying to do that Collins building, and it hasn't started yet. Perhaps we need to knock down every old building and say, man, let's build from scratch. That's what we're doing anyway. Let's go to the call-up. Guardian Radio AM, you live.
Hey, CA, what's up, man?
Rachel, man, what'd you say?
Everything good, man. Just open line, right?
Open line, go ahead.
Listen, I just, I don't want people to push to the side or push to the back by, the hardship and the difficulties BPL is putting on the backs of the Bahamian people. Not just physically, but financially, emotionally. Financially, we still thought people still getting these outrageous power bills. Physically, sick people who need power to not to stay healthy, but to live. You know what I mean? Dialysis patient, heart patients, all these people who need power just to live. You know what I mean? We need to understand why the minister get up in the House of Assembly and said, listen, we ready for the summer. We need to understand who gave her that information and what made them so comfortable to give her that information to tell the BMA people we ready for the summer. So there's some questions that need to be answered. You know what I mean? We need to understand, what was Pike's role in all of this? That Pike identified the weaknesses in the system at BPL. Did they leave a plan when they leave? Did BPL abandon those plans when they leave? What is the plan for BPL going forward instead of just making excuses on this is an aging system, the system old? Because we're not the only country in the world with an aging system or with an old power grid. There are many countries around the world, but the difference is people on BPL in particular and this government and particularly need to understand that it costs you 2 and 3 times more to fix a system than to maintain a system. So these are just some questions that the Bahamian people need to keep at the forefront of BPL and this administration, because this administration at fault because they are the government, they are responsible for BPL. Proper funding need to be in place to fund an adequate agent system, like they say. But where's the plan? We just hearing excuses. Where's the plan? People in Grand Key Power being on for 6 days. Where's the plan? And I just need people just to keep to the forefront because people need power to live. People's entire refrigerator content is getting tossed out because it's spoiled. People losing business. People can't open their business because they can't turn the cash registers on. Government buildings supposed to be cashless. But how can you operate a cashless system with no power, no internet? So I just need the BMA people just don't push this aside, man. And government and BPL need to be held accountable.
And thanks for constantly calling and reminding us, right? There was a clip I wanted to play with the former Prime Minister. You have that still? If you have that, no? Okay. You do have it. Can you play it? If you're able to play it, I'll let you play it right now. It's like a minute long. Once you get it, you can just play it, and I'll go quiet. Yeah.
Yesterday, Sunday, was a difficult day for us in New Providence in that we experienced blackouts again, power outages. While we are experiencing the heat, this government is running on PR. In spite of the challenges we had when we were in power, 2 hurricanes and the pandemic, we were able to eradicate the outages that were being experienced before we came in. We built a new power plant for 7 Wärtsilä generators in addition to General Electric. We had done a wonderful job. We were moving towards LNG plant in conjunction with Shell. And a recommendation that was given to us is that we can assist by decreasing the power load during the peak times. The peak times, 3 to 4 p.m. and 8 to 9 to 10 p.m. And one recommendation, was that we should probably go on the beach. Can you imagine going on the beach 9 to 10 p.m. at night to get robbed, to get raped? But maybe the Prime Minister would provide us all with missiles.
I laughed because I had a flashback of COVID where that same Prime Minister told me I should go on the beach at 5 o'clock in the morning in the dark. And the nearest beach to me was Montague. You know, Sharks is beyond Montague. That's why I say vote him out. But anyway, that's something different. I just wanted to appreciate his plan for BPL. And now it raised concerns about this administration on why we can't keep the light on. Right? Something is odd. Something is odd. Let me get this caller from before. No? Can I get this call? We going commercial break? Yeah. Let's get this caller. I appreciate you.
Good day.
Yeah, see, I fit you in. Go ahead. Open line.
Yes, sir. I don't want you all feel that we should not be bashing the government. This is the best government ever. That's why we vote them back in.
Okay.
So you all take the beating and wait till we done finish doing what we want to do in this country, and then you all complain. So all you all do is just take the beating. So nobody complain about nothing because you all just voted the government in, so they have another 5 years to destroy the country. So leave us alone, please, until we finish destroy the country. Thank you very much.
I want to correct you. This government isn't trying to destroy the country. I think they're working expeditiously in order to improve the country. There's some issues. And when we come up with the issues, we shall remind them of the issues and say, hey, you all need to correct it. I see no problem with voting for this administration. The people voted and we have our government. So I see you trying to do your reverse psychology on me, but I have no problem with this administration at all. But there are some issues I can complain about. And you won't get silence me to tell me I can't complain about it. And this is my country and this is my government. I can complain. I expect you to complain. And if you don't want to complain and just want to throw shade on the radio, that's you. But I can complain and I just sweat. I just sweat. We're going to take another commercial break. It's Open Line Tuesday. I have a number of texts I want to read into the record. We'll be right back.
No budget for vacation this summer? No worries. We got you. Guardian Radio 96.9 will fly you and a guest to South Florida for a vacation of a lifetime. Our sweet summer escape gets you round-trip tickets on Bahamas Air. $1,000 spending cash, thanks to Percy's Island Games. Brand new luggage from Brass and Leather. 4 days and 3 nights at the beautiful Holiday Inn Express Plantation. Free car rental from Hertz, too. All you need is your passport. We got you covered. Enter now for the Guardian Radio 96.9 Sweet Summer Escape. Fill out the form in today's Nassau Guardian and follow us on all social media platforms. Remember, you must be 18 or older to enter. Entry deadline August 12th, drawing August 14th. Taxes not included and certain restrictions apply.
As the summer days wind down, a new school year begins. Grab your checklist and head on over to Kelly's House and Home for their 20% off back to school sale, except on net items now through September 2nd. They have everything you need like Toto, JanSport, and character backpacks, lunch boxes, composition books, pens, pencils, calculators, and more. Spend $50 or more on school supplies and you could win one of 2 gift baskets, bicycles, a laptop computer, or a Crayola-filled stocking. Catch Kelly's House and Home's back to school sale now through Tuesday, September 2nd.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year.
Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, we got you. Percy's Pension Plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, go play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name in game, so put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Let me run through these texts. The first one says, what's your view on inviting competition to BPL for our energy source, whether it be solar or not? But I think we are at the time where this monopoly needs to die. And the thing is, we own this company. It's a Bahamian company. I would love for it to survive. And the idea that a monopoly cannot survive is something scary. Yeah, we need to be concerned about that. Let's read this text. It says, progress, right. No one cared when they gave their vote to them, so why cry? This is what you prayed for. They doing exactly what they promised and progressively destroy the country. There's a number of people still griping about the election. They still hurt and they want to throw shade. That ain't helping you come into the government. You better find a better strategy instead of texting and saying, "Oh, this progress." Find a better strategy. This text says, "Oh my God, CA, ULIT was underground tunnels going straight to the House of Assembly. That is very alarming. But our history is being erased and replaced." And I will correct that because I had a historian. What a woman name? Oh God. Anyway, the escape. She came to Guardian Radio and said there aren't any tunnels underneath the fort. She corrected that myth. She says we had some houses that had barracks or stall. What do you call cellars? That's the right word. Had cellars underneath their houses, but there's no tunnel. There's no tunnel. That's a myth. She said they never find no tunnel. The government don't know about no tunnel. They ain't know what you're talking about. So yes, I correct you about that. So this text says, yes, the fort is owned by the U.S. Embassy, and they are using the tunnels. God have mercy. CA, Foxillian really is a puzzle to me. As long as the man keeps these people entertained, spending more on his steak than on their park, they are happy. Even though their sons are being killed, raped, and groomed, it's like God don't exist there. I'm concerned about any man getting raped. I'm concerned about that. Let's go to the caller. Guardian Radio AM, you live. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, call you live.
Hey, Mr. Newry.
Hey, you call back. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll call back. You know what I noticed, Mr. Newry, with your show, you open, you not one-track mind. You know, you talk basically everything common. But if you're not talking politics, if you're talking politics all the time, PLBF for them, you can hear C. Allen all the time. You can hear Antoine all the time. Papa could talk about politics, PLP, and the disabled. And Graham Rutherford could call in talking about BEC and solar system. I normally talk general topics. And then you got our favorite 52. He can let you know how well-read and how smart and educated he is. But the other people who's complained so much and just text it in, I wonder why they don't open them out and let us hear what they sound like and what on their mind. You know what I mean? Have a good day.
Thanks. I know you could call and talk about every topic. I appreciate you, though. I truly appreciate you. Morning, CA. How are you? I just noticed some company is building up a solar panel farm in Pride Estates down in the valley. Do you know who's doing it? And is that going to be a problem when it rains too much being down in the valley? Interesting. Pride Estates. I wonder if it's government. We'll have to wait and see. We do not own the company. This is a private company with private rich investors who gave zero capital for 60% share in the company. So who owned the 40% share? Very odd. They are being paid $8 million per month, all the while, self-admittedly, they do not have staff to do the work. They are being $1 million to do so. That's what that text says right there. It's a quiet war. This is a recognized phenomenon. History has a few examples of mass migration over decades that ultimately disseminate the native population. And perhaps in the future, there'll be a new Bahamas with new Bahamians, right? We got to brace ourselves for that. Let's get this caller here before we go soon. Go ahead, caller. Guardian Radio AM, you're live, caller.
Hey, I'm Newry.
Morning.
Good afternoon. PLP re-elected, 2 months, 3 months?
Yeah.
Okay. They said they made campaign promises said that they're going to start dealing with BPL, right?
Yes, they could be on the ground running.
Their vision is to get every family island, including the capital, to be everybody will be getting one fee, right?
Yes.
That's their vision. Mm-hmm. Can this vision happen overnight?
I don't know. They have a plan. They changed.
Have a plan.
Hold on. When in Grand Bahama, when they got assumed the company, it happened overnight. So yes, it could happen overnight. It did.
They sued the company overnight?
When they owned the company, obtained the Grand Bahama Power and Light, the fees, the costs went down overnight.
Okay.
You're welcome.
That's great, right?
Yeah, that's why I celebrated and said, yes, it could be done overnight. You was trying to say it can't be done overnight, but I showed that they did it.
But I think the family islands is a little more challenged because they said some of those generators that they have over there, they were renting from other people.
Who they renting
So
from?
other people have their rates on them for renting them.
Who they renting them from? We own them things,
I
man.
don't know.
We own
That's what
those.
they said.
We own those things. Only two. There's only two
BPL
private.
don't own all of them.
So, which ones?
I don't know. They said that some of them was they were renting. Not all of them were owned by BPL. Some of those things they were renting. Some of the power plants and stuff, or whatever the generator they have on. I said all of that to say this. The majority of our people inside the Bahamas, we go to church.
Yes.
And we go in church and we listen to the sermons, and we heard about the story of the Hebrew people coming from out of Egypt. Now, before I get into that, we had a season of low power fees. Everything was down low. The opposition said that the government gave us took a loss of $8 million or something like that in giving people free power. Right. And then we were happy with that, and then that stopped, and then the fees went back up high, and we started complaining again. And then they started to work on the plot again. We started complaining again. And now you hear some people say, like, take us back to when it was first. We could deal with the high fees now. We just want our power on. Now, doesn't that sound like the children of Israel when they came out of Egypt?
I just want my manna from heaven. If you can't give me let our Lord send us manna from heaven. That's all I say.
They even complain with the manna from heaven.
I don't see the manna. I need the manna. Tell them, send me the manna so I can eat.
How you know you're not getting the manna?
Because I'm starving. Because I'm starving. You want to see me skinny? It's skinny. Skinny, and I hot, and I sweating. I sweating, and I seem like I'm walking in circles for 40 years.
Newry, hold on. We ain't starving. We just ain't getting
I hungry
a day anymore.
I hungry. Give me my
we
food.
3 meals a day anymore.
I seen since this election, I seen people getting 3 meat, and they forget me. I just want my share of the meat.
I live out east, and my powers get turned off.
Send me one contract. Send me one contract, please. Let me eat. That's all I saying. People hungry out here, and they ain't getting share properly. So I shall cry out. I shall cry out, and I want the Lord send down the blessings to me, because I am one of his chosen people. And as a chosen people, I deserve food. That's all the people of Bahamas saying. We chosen. We are selected few. You can't expect us not to complain. It's a far walk from Egypt to the promised land. And I ain't supposed to sweat. This has been Guardian Radio here with C.A. Newry. You have a blessed day.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.